Hello, good afternoon, and good evening, because somewhere around the world, that's clearly what time it is. It's clearly what time it is. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I got to discuss a few things today. Um, there are a few things. I want to discuss a few things today. No, we haven't been running late. I just want the chat to fill up. I don't want the I don't want to start the show and be talking to myself. You know what I mean? Like, you understand? I don't want the chat to open up, and I don't want to be talking to myself. That I don't want. I don't want that. That's not what I'm looking for. Let me do this, because we gotta give the warnings and everything else. Uh, Before we take this show in and go inside. Chris K, activist Granny in the building. Daydreamer in the building. Oh, the chat is already chatty, chatty. Chatty, chatty with the chat. Let's do this.
Please be mindful this show is for 18 years of age and older. All copyright laws will be respected, but this show is intended to use the Fair Use Act of it. Thank you very much.
Please do remember that the New Right Party channel and the New Red Party show is sponsored by patriots like you. And as long as you send in these donations, it allows me to create the content that will continue to make these motherfuckers sick. As you were.
Versus the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it. Versus the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it.
CEO, bullshit, paying for the pussy, I endorse it, riding through the city.
Yeah, we are in the building. Shout out to everybody that jumped in the chat. It's in the chat nice and early. Like I said, I don't really want to start the show and just start talking to myself until I see people with getting and jumping in the chat and talking, because at least I know that when I do start speaking, there are people out there that are actually hearing some things that I'm saying already, and it kind of stops me from having to reiterate the same things over and over and over again. I will be opening up the phone lines a little bit later, and I'm gonna want to talk to some people. I want to talk to some people about some things that's going on, and I'm gonna give each person 2 minutes, and the time will be regulated to that. I'm not gonna let anyone take up too much time of the show. I will try to get a few people in, but I'm going to give each person 2 minutes. I'm going to time them as well. That's why, I wear the G-Shock and I'm going to time it. But I want people to call in, and I want to ask, because I just had a good back and forth on Instagram, and with a person who believed that that the proper way, or just some things we was just talking about, but I want to get into it, and I want to be able to open the dialogue up and talk about some things with pretty much everyone. First, I want to get into some news that's long overdue that I should have talked about a few days ago, but I wanted to also get some topics in there that people didn't really know that was happening, like yesterday's topic, which was the vaccines and the abortions going hand in hand. Let's see. But I want to check something. Shout out to everybody in chat. Hold on, I gotta just put something in my thing real quick. All right. Someone just tried to argue with me about the way to say Quran in my chat, so told me to look it up, as if I don't know what I'm talking about. And you know me, I don't open my mouth unless I know I'm right. Yes, I've been paying attention to the shooting in New Zealand, and I'm sorry that that happened to all of those individuals practicing their faith. And we'll open up the discussion about that after we get into some things I want to get into prior. But I did briefly talk about it on Instagram in my live chat, and I basically got to the point of saying that uh, peaceful practicing Muslims need to stand up against radical Islam because although I don't give this piece of shit a pass for shooting up these innocent people, more people would be respectful of Islam if more peaceful practicing believers, Muslims, spoke up against radical forms of Islam. You have to. I mean, if you have to. So we can get into that though. We'll talk about it in a few, and I'll open up the chat to allow people to call in. I'm giving 2 minutes, people 2 minutes. So if I cut you off at the 2 minute mark, because I'm going to tell you 30 seconds when you got 30 seconds left. And if you keep talking, and you get cut off, don't be mad at me because I'm telling you right now, you're only going to get 2 minutes. I'm not letting anyone. Matter of fact, I'm only giving a minute and 2 minutes if I respond to you, and I'll give you a chance to respond back. But if you're just calling to make an open statement or a blanket statement, I'm going to give you 1 minute, and I'm going to time everyone. I don't want anyone taking up too much time and then just running off and then not staying on topic or just talking about a whole bunch of things that have nothing to do with the topic. Because we've had that happen before, and I'm not going to allow it to happen again. We got a time. We got an hour show. I always go a little bit over the hour because it takes us a minute to start the show, but that show is an hour show.
Huge, massive breaking news stories on the deep state. One, how incontrovertible exculpatory evidence was purposely withheld from the FISA court. The evidence is in. That blockbuster news, and Peter Strzok's hidden testimony released tonight. We've got all the details. We begin with other news. The system was rigged. Now, countless students who applied to Georgetown, USC, Stanford, Yale, all these other top universities were likely cheated out of their spot because in this case it is a zero-sum game, all because dozens, perhaps now as many as 800, I'm reading, wealthy families selfishly made massive payments to this man right here named Rick Singer in order to fix an SAT score, bribe official college boards people, and steal spots reserved for student athletes. They never played the sport. They even went as far as to Photoshop the pictures of the faces of these kids and put them on the bodies of the real athletes. That's how far this went. Now, a $5 million class action lawsuit has been filed against 8 of these universities on the basis that certain students were cheated out of a spot because of the university's failure to prevent the scam. Others are claiming, well, damages, asserting that their Stanford University degrees have been irreparably damaged and devalued. Either way, this is not a good look for some of America's, quote, prestigious universities, which allowed massive corruption to fester at some of the highest levels. Now, one of the most notable people charged in this ongoing scandal was Full House actress Lori Loughlin. As you can see there, paying $500,000 in bribes to fraudulently secure spots at USC for her 2 daughters. And when Loughlin was arrested, well, one of her daughters apparently was spending her spring break on board a yacht owned by USC's Board of Trustees Chairman Rich Caruso. The system, in this case, appears to be rigged. We give every person the presumption of innocence. But think about the people that work hard, the students that study, that get the A's, play by the rules, earn them. Then you have a bunch of people only care about status and bragging rights, and those spots are taken. We'll have more on this later tonight. But first, we have other breaking news out of Chicago. Before we get to our top story, Jussie Smollett was back in court today. He pled not guilty to those 16 felony charges stemming from an elaborate hate crime hoax scheme and found guilty.
His lawyer looks miserable. Miserable. Like, she understands that this is some shit that, although she's going to be famous for taking a loss.
Smollett could face up to 48 years in prison, forced to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines. And this comes as we're now learning that a former top aide to former First Lady Michelle Obama urged the Chicago Police Department to turn over the case to the FBI. And of course, that never happened. And now all eyes are directly on Smollett, who was allegedly defrauding the city of Chicago from the very beginning, all while dragging Trump supporters through the mud. Now, before we get to our top story, I want to focus on Hannity Watch, the radical 2020 Democratic candidates. Yet another Democrat has jumped into the race, this case being former Congressman Robert Francis Bozo O'Rourke. Well, that's what I call him. Is flailing his way into the race this week, literally, telling Vanity Fair that he was born to run for president. How regal. Needless to say, Bozo got off to a hot start in Iowa. Take a look.
I don't think there's ever been a greater moment in our lifetimes.
For every Latin American, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for supporting him. Look, I don't think that there is ever a braver moment in our times, when you let someone steal your heritage and your identity and run with it, and you absolutely do nothing about it. You got people outside clapping for this fucking moron and everything. But he announced his campaign in a room full of about 20 people.
And for this country, that the challenges have never been greater, more severe, more critical, more defining for the future.
On the more humorous,
he's like, let me take my shoes that I just stepped outside in, all on dirt and shit like that, and let me just step on a table that people are gonna eat on. Who gives a fuck if someone doesn't like it? Let me just stand on this table with my dirty ass shoes. No, I couldn't stand there on the ground and tell you guys that I want to run. No, I got to stand on the same tables that you're preparing to eat on, and let me be a dickhead and do it. Let me just go ahead. And let me misappropriate a whole fucking ethnic group while I'm at it. This piece of shit is a piece of shit, okay?
Side Speaker Pelosi was actually asked today to name Bozo's greatest accomplishments.
And that bitch couldn't name one thing.
During his time there in the House. Well, let's say it was a struggle for the Speaker. Let's take a look.
What, in your view, was Beto O'Rourke's signature accomplishment as a member of the House?
Beto brought a great deal of vitality to the Congress. One of the issues...
He brought vitality to Congress. Was he fucking in Congress? I mean, was he fucking in Congress? Was he doing a lot of fucking in Congress? Because vitality doesn't mean shit when it comes to legislation. Doesn't mean shit when it comes to legislation. Doesn't mean shit when you're trying to push bills that are going to better help the American people. This old, fucked up, denture-having ass Nancy Pelosi with her spotted, saggy ass skin and her career criminal conduct is talking about vitality. Shannon's going to give us some vitality later if that's the case. If we're talking about vitality, then, you know, hey.
In his, as I haven't been asked this question, but I just know of his record here. When he came as a real champion for the environment. He got a great deal of support from the environmental community in his district.
What fucking bills did he present? What the fuck has he done? Saggy skin Pelosi. Somebody get her some fucking polygrip, the extra strength.
Also, he's a member of the Armed Services Committee, a strong member of the Armed Services Committee.
Now, too bad all that vitality didn't help Bozo achieve anything during his time in Washington. But get ready. If Bozo is elected, he plans to flush the Constitution down the toilet like so many other 2020 radical, extreme Democratic socialists. And he wants to pack the Supreme Court. In other words, they want to increase...
None of the 2020 candidates got a fucking stone cold chance of beating Donald Trump. And let me tell you why. Bernie Sanders may win New York, and he may win California. And all of them could win either one of those states. A lot of the people there are voting illegally in the first place. Wait. A lot of people there are illegally voting in the first place. So you can bet your ass that it's quite possible that they could win those states. But what about everything in between? They're not going to win those states. No, they're not going to win those states. They're not. They're absolutely not going to win those states. That's a done deal. It's over.
Increase the number of court justices, illegally reshape the court. We're going to have more in a mini monologue featuring everything you need to know about Robert Francis O'Rourke that the left-wing destroy, hate Trump media mob will never tell you, including the time he almost killed somebody during a DUI hit-and-run incident. And we'll show you what President Trump has to say about, well, Bozo's decision to run. And without a doubt, Democrats are willing to do anything and everything to beat President Trump, even apparently giving young kids 16 the right to vote. Take a look.
I myself have always been for lowering the voting age to 16. I think it's really important.
I think it's really important to get impressionable kids who don't know who the fuck you are and or your track record to allow you to blindly have them vote for your old, wrinkled, soggy face ass. People. And all the people out there 18 years of age. You are 18 years of age and you can legally fuck whomever you want, but you still can't have a drink. You still can't buy liquor. You can go into the army and give your life if needed, but you still can't buy a drink. So you can die before you are legally able to have drink. Now they want you to be able to vote, but you still can't legally have a drink. How are you responsible enough to make such a profound choice on who should be elected and who should be running the country if you can't even make the decision to drink responsibly? Now, I'm not advocating for underage drinking. I'm just trying to put something out there that makes you think about what's going on. Because if they want to fight for your right to vote, then you should be telling them bitches to give you the right to drink. You can't smoke a cigarette unless you're 21. I believe that's the new age. You have to be 21 in order to buy a cigarette, purchase a cigarette. People die every day from lung cancer. Cigarettes cause so many deaths in this country from smoking tobacco products. You can go sign up in the army, and you can give your life in service to your country, but you're not responsible enough to smoke a cigarette. Are you hearing this? You see how stupid they think you are? You see how they clown you? Don't you see how they use you? How they're playing you? And you'd be surprised, because if you allow 16-year-olds to vote, more of them will vote for Donald Trump than they will vote for their saggy demon asses. Same people who want to make late-term abortions legal, which they have in some states, as we seen on yesterday's show, so they can harvest the organs and sell them to Big Pharma, so Big Pharma can make vaccines that are knocking people off or giving them autism, so on and so forth.
To capture kids when they're in high school, when they're interested in all of this, when they're learning about government, to be able to vote.
Maybe we should make it the legal drinking age. All right, well, more on this radical way. So the Democrats are trying to reshape America. Very dangerous times. First, let's get to our top story. Major, huge breaking news. We begin our Hannity Watch tonight on the deep state. Trump-Russia collusion has always been, and remains a myth. And the highest-ranking member of the FBI knew it. Breaking just moments ago, according to The Hill's John Solomon, who will join us in a minute, there is now evidence that the Trump campaign associates, George Papadopoulos and Carter Page.
And in light of all of this newfound evidence, everyone who's been investigated by Robert Mueller should be their crimes right now falls under fruit of a poisonous tree. So their lawyers need to appeal everything that's going on right now, because if the government legally had no right to investigate Donald Trump, then they had no legal right to investigate anyone involved with Donald Trump at the same time. If there was a fraud upon the FISA court to gain this investigation in the first place, Paul Manafort wouldn't be arrested. He wouldn't be charged, because they wouldn't have the right to have gone into his background and investigate him, period. And the only reason why they had the right to do that is because they had the right to investigate anyone related in Trump's campaign. But since it proves that Donald Trump's campaign was investigated on illegal terms, then there's no way in the world anyone should be investigated by the Justice Department currently right now. It shouldn't happen. There's no way in the world that it should be happening right now. Paul Manafort should never have been investigated by the Justice Department. He should have never been investigated by Robert Mueller. It should have never happened. Should have never happened, people. And the statue is fruit of a poisonous tree. That's what it is. It's called fruit of a poisonous tree. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I haven't cut the television on. Let me bring it back. Well, I'm glad I ain't really even started yet. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. So.
Seems to me.
Yeah, I did see it. Let me see. Pardon me. Turn that TV on. Anybody tell me the monitor wasn't off behind me? Damn it. Why y'all ain't tell me that? Why y'all ain't say the monitor, man? I can't see the monitor. You gotta say something, baby. You gotta make it do what it do. Daydreamer. I don't think anyone wants to get rid of vaccines. I think that we want to have the choice to take them or not. And also, no one should be using aborted fetal tissue to make vaccines in the first place. No one. Okay. Let's get into it though. Let my guy Sean Hannity talk real quick.
Both made exculpatory statements at the very beginning, the very start of the FBI's Russia probe back in 2016. Now, according to Solomon, both men made comments to the FBI informant, Stefan Halper, making it clear they were never involved. They had no knowledge of any collusion whatsoever. Zero, nothing. The FBI pressed forward anyway, possibly hiding that exculpatory evidence from the all-important FISA court where he knew a fraud was committed. In fact, Halper's account was never presented to the court. That's FISA abuse. That's fraud before a FISA court. That's prosecutorial misconduct. That is an effort by a few high-ranking bureaucrats to undermine Donald Trump and his allies and, frankly, help steal an election. It's the biggest abuse of power corruption scandal in modern history, and it is now the house of cards is beginning to fall. Tonight, we have other major breaking news. Last week, it was Bruce Orr. Last night, it was Lisa Page. Now we have the full transcript from Peter Strzok's testimony on the Hill. Again, courtesy Georgia Congressman Collins. Thank you. This is a huge development. For context, let's remember Peter Strzok, virulently anti-Trump, pro-Hillary Clinton, FBI investigator. He's involved in every single role here, every integral role in both the FBI's Clinton investigation, matter, and the subsequent probe into the Trump campaign. And Strzok helped author Hillary's exoneration letter. And he was among the agents who later interviewed Hillary. He says he knew, he was in the room when they took out the words from the DOJ, oh, gross negligence, the legal standard, oh, reckless disregard. And remember, they added the new stature of intent. Lisa Page told us last night, this went right into Loretta Lynch's office. All of it. What did she know? When did she know it? What did she tell Obama? What did he know? When did he know it? And at the same time, he was texting his FBI girlfriend, Lisa Page, that Hillary would win and should win $100 million to zero. Trump supporters were smelly Walmart people, that Trump was deplorable, even vowed to stop Trump, and so much more. We are talking about hundreds of graphic anti-Trump, pro-Hillary texts.
Look at this piece of shit. This is what I'm saying. They're putting these fucking people in place so these people can erode our Constitution, enrich themselves, and destroy the country. So when it's all said and done and everything's all gone, they have all the wealth, all the riches, and all the power. This is what it boils down to. There's no way in the world Paul Manafort should be sentenced to any prison time if the initiating of his investigation started with fruit of a poisonous tree. Everything started off with false pretenses, bought and paid for dossier from MI6 or whatever the fuck agent. None of it came directly from intel from any one of the United States investigative bodies, such as the FBI or the CIA. And they would have it all. They wouldn't need to go outside of that to figure out if Trump's been somewhere or done something, because they would know. The CIA knows when you take a shit, when you take a fart, when you blow a whistle. So it's impossible for them to need help from an outside source in order to figure out what was going on with Donald Trump, because everyone who goes to Russia is tailed or somehow looked at by the NSA, the FBI, and the CIA. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. The guy that they said killed JFK, he went to Russia. The FBI, the CIA, everyone knew about it. Everyone knew about it. Anytime you go to Russia, you will be investigated by the FBI and the CIA. They're going to know what the fuck you were doing there. They're going to want to know. They're going to investigate you. Your phones will be tapped and everything else. And they already said that anyone having communication with Russia well within the United States, your phones are tapped. Your phones are tapped.
Text. And now, according to Strzok's sworn testimony, we now know that Obama's DOJ, led by Loretta Lynch, corroborating the testimony of Lisa Page, entered into an agreement with the FBI, actually restricting the FBI access to Hillary Clinton's emails during their so-called investigation, including emails related to the Clinton Foundation. And according to Strzok, I'll quote him, "My recollection is that access to those emails were based on consent that was negotiated between the Department of Justice attorneys and the counsels for Clinton." Puts a lot of light on that tarmac meeting with Bill and Loretta Lynch, doesn't it? And Strzok even commented that there was even an extensive filter team in place to work through the various consent agreements with Team Clinton. In other words, let me break it down. The FBI's investigation was controlled from the very top of Obama's Department of Justice. Let me say it again, the top. In other words, this was never a real investigation. The people involved in it are now telling us. In other words, it's now gone from, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Comey, McCabe, and others, to, Loretta Lynch herself, to the head of the DOJ. The outcome, they made sure, was never in doubt. Now, I wonder if Roger Stone got a consent agreement when the FBI raided his house, pre-dawn raid with, Navy frogs and amphibious vehicles and 16 vehicles and 27 men armed, in the dark of night, pre-dawn raid with CNN cameras. Meanwhile, Strzok also confirmed that the language in Clinton's exoneration letter was in fact changed, as I said, from gross negligence, which is the legal definition in the law. They changed it to extreme carelessness at the behest, again, of the DOJ and their attorneys who were working for Loretta Lynch on behalf, clearly, of Hillary Clinton. Strzok testified, "My recollection is attorneys brought it up, and that these, of course, were DOJ attorneys. This is yet more damning evidence that Obama's DOJ literally rigged the investigation from the beginning so that Hillary Clinton could continue as a presidential candidate when even the #1 general counsel of the FBI argued she should be charged with the felony of the Espionage Act. They guaranteed that she can continue without facing any criminal charges. Or as Lindsey Graham put it earlier today on the Senate floor, anyone else? You, me, everybody else. We don't have dual justice under the law in this country anymore. We'd be in jail." Take a look.
How do you interview Clinton the way she was interviewed? Any American out there who did what Secretary Clinton did, you'd be in jail now. We let Mueller look at all things Trump related to collusion and otherwise. Somebody needs to look at what happened on the other side and find out if the FBI and the DOJ had two systems, one supporting the person they wanted to win and one out to get the person they wanted to lose. Some of these people have been fired for lying, and it's now time to have a special counsel look in all things 2016, not just Trump.
Well said, Senator Graham. Good for you. If America has an equal justice under the law system, equal application under our laws, a special counsel into the Clintons' crimes that were rigged will be appointed by the new Attorney General immediately. And of course, while the FBI gave Hillary a free pass, Mueller's special counsel investigation into the Trump campaign, that was tainted. We now know from the get-go, from day one, from the beginning. Remember when Strzok texted that his work on the Russia collusion investigation, remember it was an insurance policy? Well, he couldn't really explain any of that away. The excuses were beyond weak and pathetic. Obviously, he had incentive to take down Trump at all costs. Remember, Hillary should win 100 million to 0. When Robert Mueller appointed him as a lead investigator in a special counsel probe, was he ever asked about his obvious political bias? No. According to Strzok's testimony, never. Mueller didn't care, didn't inquire about the known political bias, an investigation into a political campaign. That's probably why I've been warning everybody about Mueller. And he hired, of course, Hillary Clinton's former Clinton Foundation attorney, Jeannie Ray, or the fact that Andrew Weissman actually attended Hillary Clinton's election night party. That never happened. But breaking tonight, in a sign that we are nearing the end of the witch hunt, Andrew Weissman is now stepping away from Team Mueller. Maybe time to investigate him. I guess he's not happy that the witch hunt is going to come up short of their goal.
So, there is direct evidence showing Hillary Clinton was given a free pass at the highest levels of the FBI and the Justice Department. There's direct evidence showing that Donald Trump should not be investigated. Under the fruit of a poisonous tree, Paul Manafort should not be arrested. He shouldn't be. Let me bring something up.
An independent country, they'll do whatever they do.
Sure.
But right now, I think they're really focusing on, gathering the facts, making sure the families are safe and secure. And
Right.
Steve, by the way, I'm sorry, you did the introduction, Steve, and I apologize.
That's okay, Ambassador.
We're only 14,000 kilometers away, so I apologize.
Indeed. Well, what we have heard so far from the authorities, Ambassador Brown, is that apparently none of these people who have been arrested were on any watch lists. But it looks like his Twitter had images of ammunition magazines with names scrawled across them in white marker, including the names of 2 mass shooters who targeted migrants and Muslims. So it sounds like there were clues out there, but, hindsight is always 20/20.
Well, listen, Steve, interesting conversation. My wife and I were talking about that very issue. Like, is there something more that a lot of the social media sites can do? Bang, there's some type of buzzwords or threats or photos that come up. Do they go to a different filter? I don't know, but we have free press, we have freedom of speech, et cetera, et cetera. So we got to balance the right to know and right to protect versus the right to have a freedom of speech. So it's always a balancing act as a former youth.
Jimmy, at Tony X, how many times I gotta holler at you? I came to New York looking for you. I mean, what you looking for, Jimmy? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Let me know, because you might be able to get what you're asking for. What you looking for, Jimmy? I'll be in New York soon. I'll be in New York maybe this coming week. The 23rd is a huge rally outside Trump Tower in New York, in Manhattan. I'll be getting on the phone with my campaign manager after I'm done with the show. And we'll see if I'm able to attend this event. It would be great for me to be able to attend it. and get a bunch of people out there in support, but to also show my ass and kill that narrative that the news media like to promote, that blacks don't like Trump.
Gotcha. Senator, I remember that. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a real challenge moving forward.
Ambassador, it was always good to hear from you. I wish you under different circumstances. Thanks so much.
Yeah, Bryce. Thanks. All right.
All right. Coming up straight ahead.
U.S. airlines scrambling to find replacements for the Boeing 737 MAX. As those jets remain grounded after the crash in Ethiopia, we are live at one of the busiest airports in our country. Next.
The federal voting age from 18 down to 16.
Myself have always been for lowering the voting age to 16. I think it's really important to capture kids when they're in high school, when they're interested in all of this, when they're learning about government, to be able to vote.
So
this bitch means when they are impressionable, because at 16, they're not paying no fucking bills. So they don't understand how the true economy works, because they're not involved in it. They're not involved in capitalism. They haven't had to work hard after achieving the things that they did in school to be able to feed their families, afford to buy themselves nice things based on the contingency of their hard work. They want to get kids that are being... See, when a kid is 16 years old, people, everything is given to them. Everything is given to them. Everything is given to them. Majority of 16-year-olds do not have jobs. And the ones that do, they don't make enough to support their household and or their families. They can't file taxes. No, they can't. So why would you want these kids to vote? So you can use them. So you can use them. And who told this disgusting creature to show her chest? I mean, what the fuck, Nancy? That's just, I don't want to eat my fucking cashews anymore because of that shit. What the fuck, Nancy? You're a nasty ass pig chest. That shit is disgusting, man. Just fucked up my fucking pistachios and cashews and shit, man. I can't even enjoy that shit anymore, man. Oh.
So is this really a tactic for Democrats to get more people to vote, or what? Here with the debate, we've got Democratic strategist Jason Nichols and Republican strategist and Fox News contributor Gianna Caldwell, who joins us today from LA. Good morning, guys.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Jason, let's start with you. Tell us what...
Jason, we're going to start with your sucker ass.
Why 16-year-olds should be able to vote in federal elections.
Well, I think it's pretty clear that 16-year-olds in many states can buy guns.
Oh, pardon me. I'm sorry. Let's start with your sucker ass.
They can marry. They can lease apartments. They can drive vehicles. We give them lots of responsibilities. Why we wouldn't allow them to vote when they can work and pay taxes and do many of the things that many other adults do under certain circumstances?
The only way a 16-year-old can marry anyone is if they're emancipated. The courts have to allow them to become emancipated. That's where it comes from. Because the majority of the states don't allow 16-year-olds to do shit. And 16-year-olds don't even have the sexual age of consent. Y'all have to get locked up trying to fuck someone 16. Ask R. Kelly.
So it makes sense. And also there are many countries, particularly in Latin America, that allow for 16-year-olds to vote.
And look at the condition of Latin America right now.
It works for them. Why we wouldn't want more people involved in voting, to me, doesn't make very much sense at all.
Well, then why even have a voting age? Just whoever shows up could just vote. Hey, my 4-year-old's next. I'm being facetious. Gianna, what do you think of Jason's argument?
Well, first and foremost, I'm not familiar with any 16-year-olds that are able to marry or rent apartments. Sorry, Jason, that argument doesn't hold water in my view. The truth of the matter is,
if you're an emancipated 16-year-old,
emancipated. I just finished telling
Yes,
you that.
good morning, guys. Well, these shootings happened at two.
Given that right, I think there's a difference, especially with
many countries, particularly in Latin America.
I just finished saying that you have to be emancipated, meaning the judge have to issue an order saying that you are responsible enough to do it. How many emancipated 16-year-olds are there running around here? This is what I mean about these fucking demons that's working for these fucking Democrats. Let's look at this dickhead, man. He just opens his mouth and just puts his foot right in it, man. And a bag of dog dicks at the same time. And I don't give a fuck who says anything about what I say when I run for Congress. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want about any one of these fuckboys whenever the fuck I choose to. That's the problem. Everybody want to be key, ha, 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 ha. No, fuck that. Because the regular forgotten man and woman in this country, that's all shades and fucking colors. We don't talk like that. We don't talk like that. You better believe my fucking 16-year-old is going to have a fucking bedtime still. A time to be that ass in the motherfucking house before that ass see the end of that motherfucking belt strap. This fucking idiot. Emancipated adults, man. Do you know how severe the situation has to be in order for a person to become emancipated, people? They have to go through extreme conditions in order to be emancipated. They have to go through conditions where they're being abused by their relatives and their families, and it shows that they've been conducting and themselves in an adult-like manner and taking care of themselves without the help of any individual within their household. He's an idiot.
That allow for 16-year-olds to vote, and it works for them. Why we wouldn't want more?
Like Venezuela. Venezuela did that. Look at Venezuela right now. Sips tea. Because Nancy already fucked up my pistachio and cashew binge. I'm not going to let this guy fuck up my tea. Bro with the pink shirt, you better get him. You better get him.
I'm being facetious. Gianno, what do you think of Jason's argument?
First and foremost, I'm not familiar with any 16-year-olds that are able to marry or rent apartments. Sorry, Jason, that argument doesn't hold water in my view. The truth of the matter is,
if you're an emancipated 16-year-old, you can do that.
If you're emancipated, very few are. Looney Tunes has become one of the favorite programs of 16-year-olds, and Looney Tunes is what the Democratic Party has become, especially with a measure which you know is used to get more power, as you know they usually do. The fact of the matter is the voting age was lowered only after Eisenhower said that, hey, if these folks are old enough to fight at 18, they should be old enough to vote. And then there was a Voting Rights Act of 1965 in which Nixon signed into law, which the Supreme Court then declared unconstitutional, and the Supreme Court was ratified with the 26th Amendment, giving that right. I think there's a difference between folks that are willing to put their lives on the line for our country and vote and have that 18-year-old provision than those who still need help from mom when they're being told to brush their teeth, and that's 16-year-olds. So I don't think we should do this.
All right, so Jason, let me ask you this. Some critics of this plan have suggested this is just another way that the Democratic Party are trying to get more voters aligned with them.
Well, no, I disagree. I think this is a way of expanding our democracy. I think if Republicans want to challenge...
Listen to this house nigga. I think this is a way for... And I said house nigga. What the fuck I called this fucking idiot? House nigga. Our power. He don't got no fucking power. He don't have no power. Somebody got their hand far up in his ass, they holding his spine, and they jerking his ego. Just say the dumb shit out of his fucking mouth. You're saying it. Expand your power. This is all this is about, man. Fucking over the American people. You want a bunch of fucking kids to make ill-gotten decisions. You know how many mistakes I made at 16 years old? You know how many times I ran up in the pussy raw when I knew I wasn't supposed to, but I rolled the dice anyway? This is real shit. You got motherfucking 16-year-olds. Yo, listen, man. They're not even well versed in politics yet. This is all jokes aside, man. At 16 years old, you're just learning about politics. You learn a little, you know, and you learn a little in middle school. You do. You learn a little bit in middle school. You do. But this is bullshit, people. And I'm calling bullshit. All right? All the way bullshit. These people have an agenda. And they get they token niggas, Negroes, or tokens, and they get them to promote the same bullshit so people are blinded by it. And they act as if they're doing it in the interest of the people, but they're not. They're doing it in their own self-interest so they can take over everything.
For 16-year-old votes, then they should go out and try to recruit 16-year-olds to join the Republican Party. These are open-minded young people. Young people, as we know, are usually much more open-minded than older people. And if Republicans want to challenge for those votes, instead of always suppressing votes, whether it's young people, whether it's people of color, they need to go out and actually...
All right, I'm off of this. Because he's full of shit. I got to talk about something that happened early this morning. You know, I was a fan of Boxing Ego. I used to watch him a great deal. I've even donated to his site, to his page.
Because again, Khan had been stopped and rocked and hurt. We rarely see Mikey Garcia get circumstances. See, once again, it always takes for ego to break y'all down. Old media, brick by brick, we built up room and we break y'all arguments down. Name one person who really ventured out, a credible person, and said Amir Khan was stronger, not faster. If Errol goes in there and looks destructive like a wrecking ball, they've already set up, the patsy. We're not playing that game. Both fighters get credit with a solid victory. End of story. Hopes and wishes. This ain't no shit like that. They're doing it because it's Mikey, and this is the narrative that they want to pitch. But that shit don't fly over here. This shit don't fly.
All right, so let me talk about this dude right here real quick, man. Let me get this shit off my chest. Hey, yo, Boxing Ego, stop acting like a fucking hoe ass nigga. All right? Quit that shit out. People get in your chat. If they don't fucking agree with you, let them say what they're going to say. You're going to say 10 seconds. You know how fucking long it takes for people to write out what the fuck they want to say? You giving them 10 seconds? This motherfucker one day, well, he blocked me off the show last night because I said Mikey Garcia isn't elite. But he's fucking not elite. He didn't fight anyone elite. He moved up. He took over 4-weight classes. He didn't clear none of them shits out, though. None of them. None of them. He cleared none of them out. He got a belt in every last one of them. Pick and chose the opponents. Knew the people he could beat, and he went after them. He fought Robert Easton. That was the last fight before he took this fight right here. Robert Easton didn't look good in his last outing before the Mikey fight, and arguably people said that he lost his fight. Mikey Garcia is a good fighter. He's a great fighter. He's not fucking elite. Cut the shit out. All that emotional shit you get in your chat, you emotional. You fucking clown ass nigga. You know how many times I fucking threw you money and the only thing you talk about is the money you getting off of fucking YouTube? You fucking nut. You fucking nut. I'm talking to you. That's right, I'm saying it. Anybody who don't fucking like it now, here's your fucking chance to say what the fuck you gotta say. You's a nut for that. You wild emotional like a fucking female, fam. Mikey's not elite. And I can't agree with you. You want to erase me out the fucking chat after I done put money in your fucking pockets. You's a clown ass dude, man. You's a clown. That's the reason why I fuck with Dante's Boxing Nation more than I fuck with you. Because people can say whatever the fuck they want in the chat, and anybody worry about going in there like no fucking female and removing them. How many people in my chat get removed off my chat? I'll wait. I may tell you to mute a person for a while. Let them cool the fuck down. You don't block people and shit like that. That's some whole ass shit, fam. That's some whole shit, fam. You got all these subscribers on your page. Kudos to you, my guy. 177,000. But your Instagram looking like. You're not fucking with my Instagram. So if we took all forms of social media, I'd crush you in every fucking aspect of it. And I would have way more fucking subscribers than you have right now if I wasn't fucking censored every fucking chance they get. Every time I turn my fucking head or open my mouth, they're censoring it. If they wasn't, I would have 250,000 subscribers right now. That's a fact. That's a fucking fact. I got one video in my shit that got way more views than any one of your fucking videos you can put out there that you want to think about. And it's just me talking. All that sucking shit you doing, yo, listen, I respect what you do for the sport. I respect that you grind. I respect that you fucking go out and you go and you do the interviews. I love this sport. But I'm involved in this sport too, fam. I'm not just someone who watches from the outside. I've been boxing for a fucking long time. A very long time. And I've been in 3 different fucking weight classes. Honestly, more than that. Because I've been down to 180. I've been down lower than 200 pounds. So you're not the only person running around who knows about the sport. Mikey has fought no fucking body. Nobody. He didn't hurt Adrian Broner. And rumor has it, Errol Spence stopped Adrian Broner in sparring, and some people said he made Adrian fucking cry. Okay? That's a fact. All that emotional shit you do on your show, fam, I mean, it's your platform. You what the fuck you want to do. But you's a clown for that shit you pulled early this morning. You want to block me for saying Mikey's not elite? What kind of whole shit is that? That's whole shit. I hope one of y'all go hit that man, let that man know I called him a whole ass nigga too. You's a hoe for that shit. This show gonna go a little bit past the hours. I want to get in and talk to some people about some stuff anyway. But I want to put something out there real quick. I want to put out Mikey's list of people he fought. And I want you to tell me one of them is equivalent to Errol Spence Jr., to Chris Algieri. I want you to show me. I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me. The only proper person he has on his resume is Adrian Broner, and Adrian Broner didn't let his fucking hands go. Adrian hasn't been letting his hands go for a long time. I know I've lost thousands of dollars betting on Adrian Broner. So I'm not just someone who's talking right now. I'm someone who's actively involved in this sport. I love this fucking sport, but let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck.
It's a S.U.
I know y'all be outside the show, but I love boxing. We're gonna have more shows on boxing.
Over, and two warriors will step into the ring and settle all of this. But the talking's not over yet. Y'all gonna get some more today because we've already made 2 videos on this. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. There have been thousands between the 2 videos, thousands of comments from fans. And Mikey Garcia.
Shout out to Amazing Eric. All right, let me put this in the chat. I want you guys to shout out to Amazing Eric, man. Show Amazing Eric some love. That's his YouTube channel. Subscribe to him. He only got 2,800 subscribers. We're gonna get his subscriber game up. If you enjoy any contact sport, this is a great channel to watch. If you want entertainment and you don't want someone blocking you for some fuck shit, I suggest going to him or Dante's Boxing Nation, Blue Bloods TV.
Garcia fans, y'all keep coming to me with one particular thing. You keep saying, who is Errol Spence's fault that makes you think he can beat Mikey? What has he ever done? He's never fought an elite fighter before. Who is Errol Spence's fault? Well, today, Mikey fans, I'm coming right back at you. Your boy's coming right back. And I have a question for you that we will break down. Who Mikey fight, though? Let's get it in. Y'all know what it is. Let's go. A lot of you don't realize what is getting ready to happen right now on this video. No, you don't realize to do something completely different and take a different perspective to give you a different look inside this fight. The first level we will explore today will be resume comparison. Yeah, we going there. The second level we will explore will be fighter comparison. And in this level, we will also compare and analyze this fight as it relates to other historical fights that you guys keep talking about in the comment section. I told you we getting ready to blow it all up today. So like I always tell you, sit back, relax, and get your popcorn ready. Because whether you love Amazing Eric or you hate him, one thing you know for sure, you're about to be entertained and we about to get it in. Level 1, please. Resume comparison. We had to start here because this is what led to the video being titled, Who Mikey Fight, though. I know the proper way to say it is, who has Mikey fought?
We're not saying that.
I understand that. I could do that if that's what I chose to do. I could say, who has Mikey fought? No, I want to say, who Mikey fought, though. Y'all, that's right. I'll say it how I want to say it. That's right. And if you don't like it, you can get slapped with baby powder. You can get slapped. Yes. Don't forget who. Okay, guys, let's get into it. Y'all know I like to make you laugh a little bit. resume comparison. Let's do it right now. Now, I'm going to put up a challenge today. I am going to issue a challenge to all Mikey Garcia fans or just to boxing fans in general. I'm going to put up two names for you right now. Kell Brook, Lamont Peterson. Remember those two names because we are getting ready to start breaking down this Mikey Garcia resume. And the only reason I am doing this is not to pick on Mikey. You don't believe it, but I like Mikey Garcia.
I like him too. I like Mikey too. But Mikey gonna get fucked up tomorrow night by Earl Spence Jr. I got bands on that.
A big fan. I did not want this fight to be signed, if I'm being honest, because I like both of these fighters. But I like Errol Spence more. That's my favorite active fighter right now. I gotta roll with my man Spence. So just for the sake of healthy debate, let's do it like this today. Since you guys in the comment section, the Pro Garcia guys, keep asking me who his Errol fought, let's flip the script and ask you who his Mikey fought. Okay, we will go to BoxRec to make it official. You know it's always official when it's in BoxRec. Let's go to BoxRec and let's start with Mikey Garcia's resume. And let's start with the Orlando Salido fight. Let's start with Salido himself. Do you know everybody? He beat Salido. He beat Salido.
Salido has 11 fucking losses. He's not elite. Next.
Salido was 40-11-2 when Mikey Garcia fought him. Yes, he was dominating. Yes, you guys are saying he beat Lomachenko. But no, he beat Lomachenko on his second pro fight. Think about that. He beat Lomachenko on his second pro fight. I know Lomachenko had all of that amateur experience, but you can have a million of those 4-round fights and they won't prepare you for a cagey veteran like Salido who was in there cheating and holding and headbutting and hitting him low and who had really run out of gas by the 10th, 11th, 12th round and was just hanging on for victory. Even Salido himself has said if they fought again, Loma would beat him. So we're going to give Mikey props for Salido, but Salido? Really? That's your bad guy? That's a big name? Let's go to the next few here. The next person we have on the resume is a punch-drunk Wama Lopez. Everybody knows Wama was through. I mean, totally through. Some of y'all...
Another non-elite fighter. Another non-special fighter.
Say Kell Brook is through. I'm getting ready to refute that later. But Wama was done. Salido had kicked the crap out of him. He's on TV in the post-fight interview with Salido, cussing the referee out, getting slaughtered on live TV, and the referee stops it, and he says the referee was gambling, so that's why he stopped it. We're not going to even talk about the Wama fight. Let's move on to the next one. And remember, as we look through Mikey's resume, we're looking for elite fighters, elite fights, because that's what you say Errol Spence doesn't have. So we're looking for Mikey's elite guys. Let's move on. Roman Martinez, stop it. Come on, that's not elite at all. Good little fighter, not elite. Next, Juan Carlos Burgos, stop it. Next, Elio Rojas, stop it. Good little fighters, not elite. Let's move on. Dijon, I can't say his last name. You can't either. Him, Dijon. Mikey had a highlight reel knockout here. It was beautiful. Mikey did that because he is a great fighter. He was moving up in weight. He knocked him out. I got to give him props for that. But we all know Dijon is not
elite.
Elite. It's mustard. Okay. After that, we come to Adrian Broner, the Joker. And some of you want to argue Adrian Broner, and be careful arguing Adrian Broner as an elite fight on his resume, because what I'm getting ready to say here next is going to totally make you feel so crazy if you try to say that Adrian Broner is an elite fighter on Mikey's resume. The Joker. I give Mikey props for this fight. He was brilliant in this fight. He schooled and beat Adrian Broner. I'm not taking that away from him, but Adrian Broner is not an elite fighter. When y'all keep bringing up Broner, I'm feeling like Soulja Boy on the Breakfast Club when he was all, Drake? That's how I feel. Broner? That's how I feel. The same Broner that had a sparring session with Errol Spence, got knocked out, and never wanted to be close to a ring with him again, wouldn't do it, start making it like they were blood brothers. That's my brother. That's my brother. This is my brother. I'll never fight my brother. That same Broner? That's who you're putting up? That's your bad guy? Let's move on. Next is Sergey Lipinets. Again, another good, solid, sturdy fighter who I have a lot of respect for, but we all know he is not elite. And lastly, Robert Easter. Some of you guys are using that too. Plastic Man. Yes, I told y'all in another video. Robert Easter is Plastic Man. Good fighter, good win for Mikey, but not elite. So I ask you, Mikey Garcia.
I already said the last outing Robert Easter had, he looked bad in, and some people believe that he lost that fight prior to Mikey, and they gave him the decision so he can fight Mikey Garcia. So Mikey Garcia can beat him, get the belts, and it could be a money-generated fight. Out of all these fights, how many strong black boxers you see him fight equivalent or even half of what Errol Spence is?
See your fans. I ask you supporters, where is Mikey's elite fight? Who Mikey fight, though? Where is his fight that makes you think, oh, he can for sure beat Errol Spence because he beat this guy? He's ready for this level. Errol's never been on this level. Well, I submit to you, Mikey ain't been on this level either. You can do the box rec for yourself, and I'm telling you, go all the way through his resume. There is nothing and nobody on his resume that even comes close to what he's going to be in the ring with Saturday night when Darkseid shows up.
That's a
As
fact.
I look through Mikey's whole resume, I don't see one person that I feel could go over to England in front of 60,000 people right in Kell Brook's backyard and snatch that title off him.
And not only did he snatch Kell Brook's title, he broke Kell Brook's eye fucking socket. He broke his face. He broke his face, people. Kell Brook had the size, the talent. I mean, Kell Brook is a special fighter. And I had him beating everyone in the welterweight division aside from Errol Spence Jr. He beat Sean Porter, took the belt. And you know how I know that Kell Brook was broken by Errol Spence Jr.? There's no videos up of him telling Errol, give me a rematch. He's not popping up at Errol Spence fights saying, I'll fight you anywhere. I'll take a pay cut. I want my belt back. That's what boxers do. When you feel like you could beat someone and you took a loss, you go find that man and you make sure you get that rematch. You popping up. A motherfucker could be asleep, people. He could be asleep and you just like this. Give me back my rematch. A motherfucker could be walking with his motherfucking wife and kids and you just jog up next to him like, can I get that rematch though? You are pursuing that rematch. He ain't pursue that fucking rematch. He ain't pursue that rematch. He didn't pursue that rematch. He didn't want that rematch. He would have went hard for that shit. He would have went crazy hard for that shit. He didn't. You know why? Because he got broke the fuck up. Those blows afterwards, the healing afterwards, and I can tell you even from sparring, people, when you spar, you feel it, man. You feel it. You feel that shit. You feel it. You feel it. You feel it. Claudia, you're not a boxing fan, so I don't expect you to be entertained. This is important. This is a fight that's happening tomorrow. And I got money on this fight, okay? I got to prove something wrong to boxing ego. Tired of that fraud whole shit he just do. Come on, that shit's some whole shit. Let me get back into this.
Like that. And I don't see one person who's walking through Lamont Peterson the way Spence walked through him. Do you? I know you don't. And if you say Adrian Broner, let me go back to what I was saying earlier. This is how, if you were saying AB, Adrian Broner is this big name on Mikey's resume, this is how you were giving Errol Spence props by saying that. Adrian Broner was defeated by who? Sean Porter, who was then defeated by who? Kell Brook, came over to America, took the strap off of Sean Porter. Then who took the strap from Kell Brook back over in England? Errol Spence. So if AB is something, then the guy who was a level above AB was beaten by Errol Spence. So you are really giving Errol Spence props. Marinate on that for a little bit. That might have been a little fast for you, but just let it sink in. Now let's discuss this other thing that I keep hearing in the comment section about Kell Brook. Two things I hear. The first thing I hear is Kell Brook was a bomb anyway. He was just a bomb. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk boxing with someone who says Kell Brook was a bomb.
You don't know
if
shit
Kell
about
Brook was a
boxing.
bomb, how can I give Roman Martinez props and say he's a good little fighter? How can I give Lipinets props and say he's a good little fighter? And some of you do know boxing, but you're so in your feelings over this fight, it's making you talk crazy. Stop getting in your feelings. Just like when you get in your feelings with your girl. Get out of here. I don't care. Leave. I don't even want to be with you again. And then she leaves and you're sitting at home sad. Snot running out of your nose, crying. Yeah, that's you. Now your dirty drawers piling up in the hamper, right? Ain't nobody washing your dirty drawers. And some of y'all nasty bastards putting them on and going to work in them again with your stank self. Then you trying to call on the phone. Baby, I'm sorry. I was tripping. I was just being a little emotional. Come back to me, please. Get out your feelings. Get out your feelings, just like you need to get out your feelings with this fight. Come on, man. Kell Brook was a bomb? Really? You that emotional over this fight? You don't have to say Kell Brook was the best or the GOAT or the pound for pound #1, but a bomb? Come on, bro. Stop leaving that kind of crap in the comment section, please. The second thing I hear about Kell Brook is a more valid argument. I can take this one as a real debate. You say Kell Brook was damaged goods by the time Errol got to him because of the Gennady Golovkin fight. That is at least something worth discussing. That other stuff about being a bomb, don't even talk to me. But this one right here is valid. I disagree with you, and let me tell you how. Now, the ultimate answer will be proven Saturday night. If Mikey goes in there and does what you guys are saying he's going to do, then hey, Kell Brook was damaged already. But I don't think he was. Let me tell you how. Kell Brook came into that ring so ready to fight against Errol Spence. He had everything on the line. If you looked at Kell Brook's body, he was in better shape for that fight than I've ever seen him. Muscle fibers sticking out on top of muscle fibers. That's why all you got.
And not only that, man, Kell Brook was fucking Triple G up before he got his face broke. Then he got his his face broke because he moved up and fought someone who Triple G is a bitch he's ducking every true contender within his weight class, and I said it, he is. But this isn't about shitting on Mikey. Mikey, you got balls. I know I got big balls, Mikey. So I know when someone got big balls. Pause. So you got big balls, Mikey. I applaud you for taking the fight, for wanting to fight. But you're not elite to me, okay? You're not elite to me. You have not beaten anyone elite. You haven't gone over anywhere. Your amateur career shows it as well. You've been stopped a bunch of times. You've ducked Terrence Bud Crawford. You said you didn't want the fight because he would move a lot, and that's not true. It's because Terrence would fuck you up. That's the reason why you don't want that fight. And the reason why you took the Spence fight is because you believe that Spence is just going to come in and you're going to be able to catch him with that left hook. You're going to learn the hard way that this man got the Thanos hand, and he gonna fuck you up real bad, Mikey. This is a total different. Then you got ESPN trying to say that ESPN with they racist ass. They always saying some prejudice shit about black fighters. It's a no-win situation for him. How? No one else in his weight class wants to fight him. Sean Porter took a different fight, took the easier fight because he didn't want to get in there and unify. He didn't want to unify. He didn't want to challenge himself to try to get that IBF title. Because, Earl's going to take it from him. Now they screaming Earl's name as if Earl going to fuck up Sean Porter too. Sean Porter going to get that work too. Keith Thurman, been ducking him for the fucking longest. How long Keith Thurman going to be sick? Come on, man, cut the shit out. And for you, Boxing Ego, cut that whole shit out, man. Cut that whole shit out. I'm unsubscribing to your channel because you're a fucking bird. Straight up. You're a fucking bird. I wish you would say my name or say something like that. I wish, you know what? All these YouTubers that sit here think they know boxing, I wonder how many of you motherfuckers will actually get in the ring and go ahead and go box a motherfucker. That's what I want to know. Let me unsubscribe to this whole ass nigga shit.
Gonna give you what you want. Gonna get your hot tapping. Make it go bop bop bop. Gonna get those.
Use a hoe. Use a hoe. Appreciate everything you do for the sport, but man to man, you do whole shit, and I don't like that emotional whole shit. I'm not with all that emotional whole shit. Because none of these motherfuckers are putting money in my pocket. And if your only source of income is YouTube, guess what the fuck you are to me? Fucking nobody. A fucking nothing nobody. Fuck is wrong with you? Let me open up the phone lines, just in case if somebody wants to call in and talk about some current events that's happened. If you want to talk about what happened in New Zealand, if you want to talk about something that's going on within your state, I'm going to open up the phone lines and I'm going to allow you to call up. You know why? I got love for you. That's why. I don't do whole shit like these other YouTubers do where they want to block you if they don't agree with you. I can agree to disagree with you. I'm a man. You understand? I'm a fucking man. I can agree to disagree with you. You don't always got to find my side to be factual. I don't always got to find your side to be factual. But the one thing, I can agree to disagree with you. You don't always got to find my side to be factual. I don't always got to find your side to be factual. But the one thing, I can agree to disagree with you. Okay, let me cut that off real quick. We don't have to see eye to eye on everything. It's not on us to see everything eye to eye. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is boiled down to. But I don't hinder anyone from having their say or their point of view. That's some real liberal shit. Some real fuckboy liberal shit. And I ain't with it. So let me open up the phone lines. Anybody want to call in real quick? Giving a minute to 2 minutes. Oh, shiznit. That's the wrong number. That's the number from yesterday. Give me a second. I don't want y'all calling the wrong number now. Okay, here's my number. Call up right now. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Give it a call up, people. Let me hear what you got to say. I want to know what you got to say. I want to hear what you got to say. Shout out to you. You're on the phone right now with Tony X. Who am I speaking to?
What up, Tony X? Jimmy.
Jimmy, what up? How can I help you, Jimmy?
What's going on with you, man? I appreciate everything you do. Everything you do, and appreciate you keeping it real.
Thank you, King. Thank you. How's your day going so far?
Oh, rough, man, rough. I'm on the night shift. I'm here in Boston. I was in New York. I tried to get at you. You said nobody could get at you and support you, so I want to show you some love.
Oh, that's love, man. That's love, man. Well, currently, right now, I'm in Colorado. Yeah. I'll be in New York soon. We are making the transition to. We already have space out there. We already have family out there, an apartment, and everything else. So we're just gonna kind of play both sides. But I'm gonna be in New York City soon enough. And shit, man. Hopefully, I'll be able to stop in Boston too and show you guys some love.
Oh, I ain't from Boston, man. I'm from Houston. I'm living in Houston.
Oh shit, I be out there in Texas now. I got a homie from Houston right now. His name is Derek.
Okay. What part of Colorado you at? 719?
Nah, I'm near. Well, I don't know. It's probably all the same shit. I wouldn't know. My area code is 209. You see it right now. But I gotta let you go because you passed your minute mark, and I want to be able to let someone else get in before we get up out of here. I want to thank you for calling in, Jim. It's appreciated, man. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching, brother. I appreciate all the support.
Man, keep it up, and we support you, and I love the shit you do.
Thank you, King. All right. Anyone else want to get a call in? Anybody else want to talk and say something? Y'all want to talk about current events? Y'all want to ask me a question? We got some time. I got some time for you guys because nobody be giving you guys the time of day. They be giving you other bullshit. You know, I want to give y'all a direct number. Y'all can call the motherfucker on and talk to me, man. Say what you got to say. Say what you feel. It's in your heart. What's up? You on the phone live with Tony X? Who am I speaking to?
Hi, Tony. This is Claudia.
Hey, Claudia. Yeah, you better.
Hey,
I seen the house all clean and everything. Your man gonna be happy. Don't be saying boxing is boring because boxing is the greatest sport ever.
I'm sorry.
So what's up? How's your day going, sis? What's going on?
Oh, good. I just love your show, but I just wanted to talk about that New Zealand thing.
Let's get into it. So now you're officially at the 2-minute mark. I'm glad you talked about that. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's bullshit, and you're influencing me badly because I don't cuss, just so you know.
Well, I'm glad I'm a positive role model.
Yeah. Well, what I want to say is a couple of years ago, there were 21 Christians killed in Libya, and nobody said anything about it. And Christians are killed daily, and nobody says anything.
That's real.
But now Muslims were killed, and now it's a big deal. What the heck?
That's real. That's real.
And here's another thing I wanted to tell you. Christians do more for this world than any Muslim would ever do. And we get no credit for anything. We get harassed, and we just, we die, and nobody cares. And I'm sick of it. So I don't feel sorry for those Muslims that died. I'm sorry.
Well, I feel sorry for them because they are innocent, and I don't condone the violence on anyone that's innocent. But what I do feel is that whenever there's forms of radical religion in any shape or form, The people that are practicing it peacefully have an obligation to come out and talk about it, to educate individuals so they understand that that is not the norm. The reason why so many people dislike the religion of Islam is because the only thing the news promotes is radical forms of it. And then they try to push it down your throat when that's not the true meaning of that religion. Just like Christianity is not just there's radical Christians. There were definitely radical Christians. But you don't see them pushing that agenda down your throats. You understand? Like the news media doesn't constantly pander you with radicalized Christians. And then when they do, they make it seem like it's just white people who are radicalized. Like, look at the white idiot who went in the church and shot up the black church.
Yeah.
Okay, but they don't talk about the DC snipers and the fact that they were black and they were running around shooting fucking anybody, especially white people.
Yeah.
So I just feel like there's a total mismatch in regards of color, race, and religion, and the news media has a big part to play in it. Do you want to give a rebuttal to that before we let you go?
I just want to say that I've never read about a black serial killer. Just so you know, except for the DC sniper, if you look in history, it's pretty much right across the board, and I'm not racist. I'm just saying.
Well, no, there are definitely black serial killers out there. There are tons of black serial killers, and like I said, what the media doesn't do is they do not present all sides of the argument. They don't give you all sides of the facts. There are definitely black serial killers out there. There was and there are black serial rapists as well. There just was a case where a black man raped a 3-year-old girl and gave her 2 separate STDs from someone that's been in prison and that spent some time in prison. I have come across individuals that are black that are serial rapists, serial killers, so on and so forth. So it's just not. Yeah, it's just not. See, the thing is, the media has an obsession with destroying white men and and feminizing men totally, as well as destroying black men as well. So what they're going to do is they're going to promote white men in any kind of derogatory way that they can to promote their agenda. But there are tons of white men out there who stop and kill all forms of serial rapists and serial killers and everything else. And these guys aren't given the medals and the accolades that they deserve. I want to thank you for calling in. We're going to look into how many Christians that were killed in Muslim countries. Yeah. And I'm going to try to put a show together for Sunday, a special show for Sunday in regards of that to see how much media coverage that they actually got. You can text this number and text any links that you may have and send them to me. That way we can probably put them together and get a good show going on Sunday. And Sunday the show will be later on. It should be around 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That way more people have time from church. They're more comfortable and they all can tune in and actually be on the show. And hopefully I'll have you on again and you can call up again and we can have you on the show live talking. I want to thank you for...
Absolutely. And I just want to say real quick before talking about, it's not that I'm being mean about the Muslim killings. It's that I'm just tired of, as a Christian, not getting coverage through the Christian people that die.
No, I understand it. That's the reason why Sunday, I just gave you the best thing I could do. Sunday, we're going to make sure that we give Christians the same kind of coverage that everyone else is getting. So, like I said, you can send me all the links you want. Anyone that has any links to any Christians being killed or slaughtered by Muslims, y'all can send them to this number right here. Text the links to this number right here. This is a number that I do have. She's on my iPhone. You understand? Like, she's on my iPhone. So I want y'all to understand that I put the number out there because I don't give a fuck. I love you. Thank you for calling in. I'm gonna let somebody else get in before we get out of here.
You were awesome in Washington, D.C., by the way. That was so cool.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Bye, honey.
Later. Anyone else want to get a last call in? Anyone else get one last call in? See how that just happened? Now we got church on Sunday. That's the name of the show. For Sunday, we're going to call it Church on Sunday. Woo! I feel pumped up. I don't know if y'all see my pecs. My pecs is getting bigger and bigger. I'm hitting the gym, getting my body back together, fit again. You know, we stopped smoking weed. We're going on 3 months now, I think it is. Maybe longer than that. I mean, who's really counting the months when you're mentally as strong as I am and you're going out there getting the fucking work done? When you're in the gym hard and heavy, you know, and you're doing the work. When you pulling 100 pounds on your fucking abs and you're doing abs every day doing that shit. I mean, who the fuck, you know? Fucking abs are fucking steel, people. Okay? We don't have any more. I'm going to let a minute go by if we don't get a phone call in. I'm going to end the show, and I'm going to tell everyone that I appreciate everyone for tuning in, everyone for being a part of the platform. I will start introducing more boxing videos, but they won't be live. They'll be just regular videos that I promote and I put out there because I love the sweet science of boxing. This has been something that I have been a fan of my whole entire life. I mean, you know, you gotta love to be punched in the face. I mean, look, right here, y'all. It's like right here, right here. Like I don't gotta go far. These are my heavy bag gloves. I don't gotta go far. Like the gloves are right here. Like I don't even have to go far. Do you understand? Like they're right here. You feel me? Like everything for the gym that is they're either in the bathroom of this office or I have stuff right here because me and my missus, we get up and we go and we train together. You know, we train together. We love together. We live a very clean and great lifestyle. And boxing is a great part of that, man. The willpower that I have, it comes from being involved and immersed in that sport. It's something that I've dedicated my life to loving. And I mean, look at my knuckles. Like I ain't got to just look at them. Like I ain't got to just look at those. Look at the crowns. Look at that. That comes from work. Because other than that, you know, your hands don't look. I mean, like look at this. This comes from work. Okay. Thank you for everybody for tuning in, man. Every single one of you, man. All of you guys mean the world to me, man. You're not fans. I don't have fans. I got family, you know, and I got friends and I got true supporters, man. I want to thank every last one of you. Boxing Ego, bro. I mean, we could be men about it. I could apologize for calling you a whole ass nigga if you could apologize for being over fucking emotional and blocking me off the fucking chat because I clearly said Mikey wasn't elite. That's my fucking point of view. I'm man enough to apologize to you. I appreciate everything you do for the sport. I appreciate how you speak up for the fighters. But that shit that you did last night in your chat, that shit was some whole shit, fam. Men don't do shit like that. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay American. And remember, fuck the other side, bitch. We don't care.